Good day, fellas. I hope you're ready for your daily dose of skill. One of the most important days has come, and it is equipment sale, which is absolutely glorious. Well, equipment and consumable sale, right? If you would click on the store and you would click on the service, the two tools in the pretty much bottom left corner, right, you can see service. Click over there and you can see what do you have. And boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk what would I recommend to buy, what I recommend to stock up on, and what every and each player should do. Doesn't really matter how many credits you have. So let's start with equipment. Equipment isn't so important thing to buy because you can move it from one tank to the other tank, okay? Please keep this in mind. So you do not really need to have many pieces of, let's say, vertical stabilizers or gun rammers or something, because you can take the piece of the tank of whatever tank and put it to the other tank, right? It's completely fine. It's not necessary. Obviously, if you are endgame account, you have every tank in the game and you want to have equipment set up on every and each vehicle, fine. Fair enough, you can do that, but in the same time, this is not the most important priority. The most important priority is consumables over there. Now, skill, I do not understand what that means. Well, that means it's very, very simple thing. Think about it in this way. You have 10 million credits, you are playing the game daily, right? What you need to stock upon. Whatever you are buying now, you are getting 50% off, so that pretty much means you are saving 50%. So what I would recommend to do, for every and each player, doesn't matter you use extra rations or you do not use extra rations, you want to buy as many small repair kits as you can, right? Since those sales are not happening very, very often, I would recommend to stock up to 1,000 or something of the repairs, right? Depending how much you are playing. But keep this in mind, World of Tanks do not make the sales of consumables as often as they did. I think we are having this once in a couple of years, or once in couple of months in the best case scenario. I would even say in a year we are getting maybe 3 to 4 consumable sales. So what do you want to do? Depending on your wealth, you want to buy plenty of those. Let's say if you are playing in a month 1,000 games, which is a lot, you want to have at least 3,000 consumables or 3,000 repair kits, med kits, right? I believe that makes sense. I believe this is understandable and it is just the right way to do the things, right? Stock up on those because pretty much every and each game you are saving 3,000 credits, and it may not look that much, but if you are playing 1,000 games, it is already 3 million credits, which is absolutely amazing. And as you can see, I am set for repairs and medkits. That's it. I have 10,000 repair kits. I have 11,000 medkits. It will last for me for half a year as a bare minimum, right? Now, we have a different point. Now, if we are talking about the endgame players or players that are using extra rations, keep this in mind. Try to figure out what kind of events we are going to have in the future, right? Thinking about this, we are going to have a new line in the game. And that new line in the game is what? That new line in the game is British heavy tanks, right? So if you want to grind some of those, I would highly recommend to buy some British extra rations. I think it is very, very important thing. And it doesn't matter you are marking tanks or you are not marking tanks, but to have a bit of that is very important. And overall, just to check out what you are the most often playing with. For example, Skoda T56 is your favorite premium tank, you are making credits with it. That means you want to buy some of the extra rations, so you are not going to be paying the full price whenever you are going to run out. And obviously, for folks that are using manual extinguisher or fire extinguisher, this is irrelevant. You don't need to look at this. Just look to the small aid kits and small med kits. For folks that are looking and using, obviously, extra rations, right? You want to stock as much as you physically and possibly can, because you do not know when something will go when new line will come out. And now we know the British new line will come, right? But what will be next? Because we are definitely going to have some new lines that is coming out. Or alternatively, you are planning about your Mark of Excellence journey, right? So for Mark of Excellence, let's say you want to mark whatever budget line. So that means you want to take care to have enough of the extra rations whenever you are going to play with a budget. Now, I know it's all fun and all shits and giggles whenever I have 600 million credits. But what to do for a folks that do not have that much amount? It's completely fine. There is nothing shameful. Once again, if you have 10 million credits, you want to get small repair kits, some aid kits, and if there is a line that you are planning to grind, get couple of the extra rations because you are going to save quite a bit in this way. If it happened to be that let's say you don't care about the extra rations, obviously then spend pretty much everything into the small aid kits or small repair kits. People do not really realize how important this thing is, because some folks are getting tricked into, oh, but Skill, I need CVSs and whatnot. That's completely fine. I understand that. But it's enough for you to have couple CVSs to move from one tank to the other tank, obviously, if you have gold or the mounting kits, right? This is more than enough for you. You do not need to have 17 different CVSs. You just do not need that, fellas. I just want to highlight this. I just want to put this into your head, and you are going to save the credits and you are going to be wealthy mother truckers in the game. This is super important thing. Now, fellas, step number 2, which is extremely important to highlight. There is another discount going on, and it is experience for retraining crew, right? So if it happened to be that we are holding some tanks to move from the tier 9 to tier 10 or from tier 5 to tier 6, this is the best way to do this because you are going to get the most use for that stuff, right? You are just going to pay half price, and this is very, very good. Paying half price is very, very good. One more thing, which is important, it is one experience used on the crew, instead of being 1 to 5, it's going to be 1 to 25. So what that means? That means if you have some kind of an experience at crew, as I do on some tanks, right? For example, I have an experience at Panzer 3 for crew. What I can do, I can use the experience, imagine that, 10,000 experience, and I can get up to the second skill, which is absolutely amazing, and overall it is pretty good deal if you want to maximize your crew skills, and if you want to, let's say, you are close to get the first skill or close to get the second skill, it's not that much of the experience. Obviously, this goes more towards the end game player. So, for example, if you want to get the full second skill, you are using 16,000 experience, which is not that awful and not that bad, and you can definitely prepare for the future. Maybe you want to grind one or another line and you want to get early start. So think about this. If it costs 16,000, okay, let's put that in this way. If it costs 25,000 experience to get to the second skill, it's not that horrible. If the crew member has if the crew has 5 crew members, you can get the second skill on your crew with 125,000 experience, right? And this is in the preparations for upcoming crew. So think about this in this way. What do we have coming? We have British tanks coming, right? What do you want to do? You want to use your free experience in order to boost the stuff. This is especially valid for folks that do not have that many crew books as endgame players, right? It is just simply good price to pay. And if you are wealthy mother trucker, if you have the free experience in the millions, make sure to have 3 crew skills overall, and you are going to have a great time. Pretty much you are paying 50,000 experience per crew member, and you are going to have 3 skill crew, and this is going to be absolutely glorious and absolutely amazing, right? take an advantage of those discounts, but in the same time, do not spend every and each free experience willy-nilly just like so. And the main reason being, why am I highlighting this, not to spend the free experience to the left and to the right, because assembly store will come eventually, right? What that basically means, Wargaming will try to take all resources of yours. Wargaming will say, "Nyam, nyam, 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 give it to me, right? And you do not really want to do that either. You do not want to get rid of absolutely everything, so you are going to sit dry. You just do not want to do that, right? Use those events in your advantage. It is very important stuff, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. And let's finish everything with, fellas, I told you so to grind the premium tanks. I told that on the live streams. I told that in the YouTube videos. Use this opportunity to grind as many credits as you physically and possibly can. And it doesn't really matter you are in the clan or you are not in the clan. It is relevant. Play with your tier 8, tier 9 premium tanks. If you do not have any, play with the tier 6, tier 7 premium tanks. Doesn't really matter to make credits. This is the best time of the year to do so. And yes, I understand this time of the year is to hang out with a family, which I truly respect, and this is the right way to do the things. But in the same time, if you have a moment, if you are raising up from your Christmas table being full of food and you are play a couple of games to get that 500,000 credits, it is very, very important and very good overall, right? Keep this in mind. You will say thanks for this mother trucker later on whenever you will need credits, right? Don't grind the lines, because grinding the lines, even though it is fast at this point, what's from that if you have 17 tanks to buy but you are broke mother trucker, you cannot afford anything, right? It's better to grind slower but to have a lot of wealth to dispose when the time will come, instead of grinding everything, having 17 different tanks and saying, Skill, I'm too tired to play with the premium tanks, I have so many tanks to buy. Good, you could prepare over this during the Christmas time. That was a short introduction, fellas, on how to be smart with your credits in a way, and how to use those discounts what Wargaming is giving to us. And there is a reason that Wargaming isn't giving them too often to us, just because people are taking advantage of it and people are getting maximum use of all of this. So join the forces of the folks that are thinking with a head and not with the hands, and just get maximum benefits from yourself. Hopefully that makes sense. Thank you very much for watching. Enjoy the spending spree. Spend as much credits as you physically and possibly can to prepare for everything, and keep this in mind. The next line is going to be British double penetrator line, right? Keep this in mind. That was your daily dose of skill. I hope you had a great time, and see you very, very soon. Skill is out for today. Peace.